This week we're on lesson 72, the foundation. I'm going to show you the questions really quick so you can write them down. I always like to start with the questions and write them down first, so you can look for them through the lesson while I'm reading. Okay, question 1, describe the foundation of the tabernacle. 2, from what source did the material come from? 3, of what was the ransom price a type? 4, what does the tabernacle foundation indicate about the foundation of Christianity? 5, why is modernism contrary to the true principles of Christianity as shown in the lesson? 6, what concerning the tabernacle's foundation illustrates that salvation is an individual matter? 7, what other lesson did you learn from the foundation? Okay, lesson 72, the foundation. Description. The tabernacle had a silver foundation consisting of 100 sockets of silver, 2 under each of the 48 boards and 4 under the pillars of the veil. Each socket weighed a talent, or nearly 100 pounds. See Exodus 38 and 27. These silver sockets were made from the redemption money that each man above 20 gave as a ransom for his soul. The price that each gave was a half shekel. Exodus 30, 11 through 15. Types. Since the Lord designated this tax as a ransom for their souls, Exodus 30 and 12, the silver sockets typify the ransom price that the Lord Jesus paid for the souls of people. We too were bought with a price. 1 Corinthians 6 and 20. Not by silver or gold, but by the precious blood of Christ. 1 Peter 1, 18 through 19. The silver atonement money used as the tabernacle's foundation shows that the atonement of Christ through his death, burial, and resurrection is the very foundation upon which Christianity is built. This being true, we can see that modernism, though it may be termed a religion, cannot be considered Christianity, for it lacks the very foundational principles upon which we rely for our salvation. The gold-covered boards would never have stood if they had not been firmly embedded in the silver foundation. Move it up. Modernism's deceptive teachings, which ignore atonement of the blood of Christ, can never stand the test of God's judgment. The purity of Christ alone, symbolized in the acacia wood, could never complete salvation. If Christ had come into the world just to demonstrate his sinlessness, the gulf between humanity and God would have been greater than ever. But he came to die for the world. See John 10, 17 through 18, and Hebrews 2 and 9. Not even the miracles he performed, which proved his deity, could save people's souls. Preaching Christ only as a good example still leaves humanity without any plan of salvation and without any real power to follow Christ's example. Let's move it up again. Just as money did not come from any one place, but from each individual, we see that salvation is an individual matter. Matthew 16 and 26 and Romans 10 and 9. Paul told the saints at Philippi that each one must work out his own salvation with fear and trembling. Philippians 2 and 12. In fact, no one who neglects this great salvation can escape. Hebrews 2 and 3. This point is another blow to the teaching of universal salvation. Both the rich and poor were redeemed with the same sum. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel. When they give an offering unto the Lord to make an atonement for their souls, Exodus 30 and 15, the rich and poor alike have but one plan of salvation and must meet on the same level of humility. If anyone refused to pay the ransom price, he became subject to divine judgment. In Exodus 30 and 12, the Lord told Moses to collect the ransom from each one, that there be no plague among them. Anyone who refuses to acknowledge the blood as his only hope of salvation becomes subject to the judgment of God, which is the second death. The morally good paid the same price as the extremely wicked. Those who live moral lives need the blood of Christ as much as those who have lived wicked lives. Okay. Question 1, describe the foundation of the tabernacle. 2, from what source did the material come from? 3, of what was the ransom price a type? 4, what does the tabernacle foundation indicate about the foundation of Christianity? 5, why is modernism contrary to the true principles of Christianity as shown in the lesson? 6, what concerning the tabernacle's foundation illustrates that salvation is an individual matter? 7, what other lesson did you learn from the foundation?